just be there for a while. I think. Nothing has changed. I think it's still too early, too raw.
Patrice, what was your meeting? Did you just come from the meeting with Monty, or
yeah?
What was that discussion like at the end of the year?
It's good. I mean, obviously, after the fact. It's always a lot of questions. A lot of questions that are unanswered for now, and try to have put your head around everything, and obviously you're talking about the whole year, and great conversation.
Not speaking about your playing future, but what questions, team-wise, are left unanswered for you right now?
What do you mean, team-wise?
Yeah, just the way you play, or there's obviously the question of what's next for you, but what questions about the Bruins in your mind are left unanswered?
I don't know. I'm not sure what to say to that question, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot of questions that need to be answered every year, every summer. There's always, you have to look at yourself and everyone individually. I think as a team, as an organization, I think there's always, I guess a lot of balls in the air, and you have to, manage a lot of things. And I think that's gonna the same thing again this summer, even more so after this type of year.
Do you have a timeline for how long you want to take to make this decision?
Not yet. I mean, I it's too early right now to kind of like even make a sound decision. So I really want to make sure, obviously I make the right call, and we make it the right call as a family, and so I don't know, I guess, how long it's going to take.
How long did it take you last year? Do you remember?
I wanted to give Swedes an answer before free agency, so somewhere in June.
Would it be Bruins or retire? No other option?
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
What factors go into you assessing if you want to keep playing or not?
The same, it's, I mean, physically, mentally, trying to make sure you're invested, you're all there, and you're ready for another go at it. So it's kind of like the mindset every same much as last year. Sorry.
Health-wise, did this year go better than you expected? I mean, obviously things go well in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Overall.
Overall, I was healthy all year. It's always been the same thing with me. It was hips and groins and all that, it was manageable all year, and but then obviously the back flared up, unfortunately, at the wrong time.
Was the back thing something you carried in from the Montreal game, or was that in that first period?
No, I was healthy. Again, to that question, it was the plan. We've talked about it for 2 or 3 weeks, probably 2 weeks in advance, or 2.5 weeks, whatever. There were some. I talked about my hips and my groins. I needed to take not play the back-to-backs and kind of heal that, or make sure I was staying on top of that. Not necessarily heal it, because it wasn't that much of an issue. But then the last week, everyone was going to be part of that. Those 2 games to be ready for for playoffs, and so that was the talk that Monty kind of had with me, and I agreed, and so the Montreal game I was healthy, and it was a coincidence that it was in Montreal, and it's just an unfortunate moment and timing that it happened, and looking back, and if I had a crystal ball, obviously I wouldn't have played that game, right? But no one knew that.
Trace, the guys in this locker room, each guys that come through, have talked about what you've meant to them, what they've learned from you leadership-wise. What's it mean to you to know that you've impacted those guys as much as you have, and how much do you think about that as you're weighing these decisions?
I mean, that it means a lot. I mean, it's kind of why you play the game, right? Is to try to leave an impact or help, you know, a few teammates here and there and create some friendships, and that's what's going to last, you know, forever, and all the memories and whatnot. So that's definitely special, and hopefully if I could help, you know, if I was able to impact, you know, any of those guys that were, might not be coming back or whatever, yeah, it means a lot. So, yeah.
I know you said you're going to take a little while to make this decision. Do you feel different right now today than you did a year ago in terms of the decision you're going to make?
It's a good question. I mean, you know, right now I think it's a different emotion feeling because it hurts, you know, a lot more with the way that things ended and with the year we've had. So, but yeah, I think it's similar. You know, I'm kind of like in the same mindset where I want to take a step back and, you know, ponder and make sure like I weigh the pros and cons and have a conversation with the family.
Right now, do you have a sense of how much more you have to give as a player, or is that something that you're going to reflect on?
Yeah, I'll see, you know, and that's why, you know, like you want to make sure you do have it and you do want it, and then you can still help and you know, on and off the ice and physically, mentally, and being at your best and performing. So it's also part of it.
Patrice, Sunday night when you left the building and left the room, did you make a sort of take any mental notes of like looking around extra time, thinking that this could be it?
No, I didn't. You know, it was more. We stayed for a while in the locker room with the guys, and yeah. So, but I can't say that I did that.
What about the embrace with Brad there at the end?
Yeah.
Just the emotion.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of emotions that was in that moment, and obviously I've always said it's we feel pretty lucky to have had that, you know, that bond and playing together for so long. So it's obviously for, you know, it's extra special, and so obviously it got to me when it got to him, and it was, you know, one of those years where that we know, you know, we failed to accomplish what we wanted, and so it's, you know, trust me, it hurts, and just as much as, you know, we know the fan base is, you know, hurting as well, and hurting, and we know it stings, and, you know, we feel the same way, and, you know, yeah.
Do you draw, like, if you play with guys like Trags, Marinofski, guys like that, do you kind of go to them about, you know, what it was like when they had to make the decision to leave the game?
I did have some conversations last year during the process with some of those guys. So I'm guessing I might do the same thing, you know. We'll see. I guess right now I'll be honest, I just didn't really take the time to even think, you know. It's been a tough couple days.
Gretsch mentioned that this playoff loss was up there with 2019 Cup final as far as, you know, most painful.
Yeah.
I think the message he was making was because of how good the team was and how good the chance you thought it was. You kind of on that same sort of way.
Yeah, same. Yeah, for sure. You know, it's very disappointing and frustrating, and definitely on the same line, and, you know, and of disappointment for sure.
Does David's decision impact yours?
That's a good question. I haven't thought about that. You know what? We'll see. I guess everything's going to unfold. I'm going to let everything kind of, you know, come back down a little bit before I can really even say that.